Toni Kroos has never been one to hide behind safe answers. During his years at Real Madrid, the German midfielder built a reputation for ruthless honesty, whether it was about his own performances, his team, or the state of football itself. Even in retirement, that directness hasn't faded, and his latest remarks have placed new manager Xabi Alonso directly in the spotlight. When Kroos spoke recently about Madrid's future, he made it clear that while there is optimism, there is absolutely no margin for complacency. The squad, he admitted, looks stronger than last season. With signings like Dean Huijsen fortifying the defence and a wave of young talent pushing their way into the first team, Madrid feels refreshed, reborn. Yet Kroos' tone wasn't one of celebration, it was caution. He believes Madrid must do better than the last campaign, where no truly elite rival was conquered. For a club that defines itself by dominance, that shortcoming stung deeply. And that brings us to Alonso. Few managers arrive with such universal respect in the dressing room. As a player, Alonso embodied elegance and control, a midfield general admired across Europe. That reputation, Kroos acknowledged, gives him a different aura compared to other managers who have tried and failed at Madrid. But here's the twist: prestige will not shield him. Kroos was blunt. History as a player buys goodwill, but it does not grant immunity. At Real Madrid, there is only one currency that matters: victories. Kroos pointed out that coaches often become the first victims when results falter. 4 bad games, he warned, can be enough to end a project. Patience exists, but only if trust is unshakable. The board, the players, the atmosphere in the dressing room, every opinion matters. Even the manner of a defeat, he explained, carries weight. A narrow, hard-fought loss may buy sympathy. A collapse, on the other hand, fuels doubt. And once doubt enters the corridors of the Bernabeu, survival becomes nearly impossible. His words weren't only about Alonso's fate, they were a warning to everyone wearing white this season. And no one is safe, Kroos emphasized, and not the coach, not the players. In other words, reputation means nothing when the scoreboard tells a different story. That message strikes with even greater force, coming from a man who has lived through Madrid's highest peaks and endured its ruthless lows. Kroos chose not to dwell on last season's failures, dismissing it as pointless to dissect the past. But he did note one damning truth: Madrid never managed to beat a truly strong opponent. That, he insisted, is something that must change if this new project is to succeed. For him, the upcoming battles against Europe's giants, Barcelona, City, Bayern, Liverpool, PSG, will reveal whether Alonso's Madrid is the real deal or just a promising experiment. The spotlight is already on Alonso's decisions. His call to bench Vinicius Jr. in a recent match raised eyebrows, sparking questions about whether he is ready to make bold sacrifices for the sake of the system. Kroos didn't condemn the choice, but his words carried an edge of curiosity. More tests are needed, he said, before final judgments can be made. The implication: Alonso's methods are intriguing, but the world is watching closely. Still, Kroos ended his remarks on a note of faith. He praised the intensity of training sessions, the hunger of younger players, and the healthy competition that pushes veterans to raise their game. For him, that environment could be the key to transforming potential into results. Yet even here, his underlying message was unmistakable. Madrid is on the right path, but nothing is guaranteed. The legacy of Toni Kroos is one of excellence forged under pressure. His warning to Alonso is not meant to discourage, but to remind. At Real Madrid, greatness must be proven again and again. Alonso's journey has only just begun, and the stakes could not be higher.